What's up, boys and girls? Today we are finally bringing you video of this LSX 454 powered 77 Pontiac Trans Am. We've been working on this for a little while now. We did the motor swap not too long ago. Sorry about the camera jiggling here. I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand and drive with the other. I don't have a suction mount for my window. But yeah, so finished the motor swap not too long ago. We actually gave it back to the customer. He drove it for a little while and wanted to change the brakes up. So we did rear disc conversion and also converted it to a Hydro Boost setup. Now it is able to completely lock up all of the brakes if you really stomp on it. So, like I said, the motor swap is LSX 454 right from Chevrolet. It's a 620 horsepower crate engine backed up by a built 4L80E transmission with 3000 stall converter. The motor runs great. We've done a couple of these now. They make great power for the street. The customer, when he came to us, had two items that he said he needed. He needed to have a 454 and he needed to make his shaker scoop still work. So we did both of those. We did a single plane intake from Holley with a Holley throttle body carburetor thing that I can't think of what it's called right now, but by the time I put this in the notes or get done with this video, I'm sure I'll remember what it is. So it's basically using a carburetor style setup, so I was able to make the factory shaker work. We're using all Holley install stuff, if you can imagine. I'm sure if you watch any of my other videos, you know that that's just how I do it. So Holley mounts, Holley pan, Holley accessory drive. We have MagnaFlow exhaust on here, the hooker headers. We custom built our own radiator for this, and it all just works great. Like any other swap that we do, and you listen to our videos, you know all the Holley stuff just works great. This thing runs and drives awesome. It's got tons of power. It's a great motor. It's a little expensive, obviously. It's the biggest, baddest LS crate you can buy for the most part, unless you get into the LSA and supercharged stuff. But it's awesome. Dakota digital gauges. It's got the stock AC in it now, but I'm thinking we're probably going to go to a vintage air or something aftermarket. Just a little bit better system. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'm in traffic right now, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. I'll pull over and take some video of the motor and let you listen to it. And I will see you back here in just a minute. Alright, so here she is. LSX 454 right from Chevrolet. Like I said, all Holley stuff. So Holley accessory drive, the Holley pan, the Holley mount kit, the hooker headers. And you can see the single plane intake right from Chevrolet. And you can see we got the shaker scoop working for him, hooked up to the factory air duct. There's our custom radiator that we made. A set of electric fans on there. So it all fits in here pretty nice. This is the high mount kit from Holley. You probably could have got away with the mid mount kit on this one. It does put the motor back a little bit, so if you want something a little more compact, or you're doing a turbo setup or something like that in one of these cars, you could go with the mid mount. You'd still have plenty of room up here. So here is the Hydro Boost setup that we went to get rid of the booster. This motor makes about 7 inches of vacuum, so it doesn't make a whole lot when it comes to vacuum. So the booster wasn't working all that well, so that Hydro Boost really made a difference. Ton more stopping power. So 4L80, like I said, and 3000 stall FTI converter. It's a Holley Terminator. Right now the AC is hooked up to the factory box. Like I was saying, we'll probably end up getting rid of that box because there's a couple cracks in the box and the AC system is suffering from that. So we'll probably end up getting rid of that. I think the guy just wants to get it back and drive it now. So that's about it. Interior wise, it's kind of the same old, right? Dakota Digital, because they work. Right now I have the laptop still hooked up. So we can turn this on. This is the HDX version, so it has pretty cool little display. You can go through all kinds of stuff through the options here. Obviously this stuff isn't right because my computer is hooked up. But overall, really clean interior. Stock shifter hooked up to the 4L80. Drive-by cable, obviously throttle, or the carburetor throttle body gizmo allows us to do that, but pretty straightforward. So I got this thing fired up. I'll go out here and give you a little exhaust note so you can kind of hear what this thing sounds like. Like I said, it's got some pretty good chop to it. But runs and idles great. You know, it sounds stockish up here. All right, get this thing going. Let's take it for a little cruise here. I know some of you guys like the little cruise video. Can't really hear too much. It's actually, the exhaust is really kind of quiet in this. We have 2.5 inch exhaust with dual MagnaFlows on it. It's actually really quiet, but when you bark on it, it comes to life. It's nice. Nothing like an engine that you can just floor it on a roll and it'll do burnouts. So that makes driving fun. Destroying tires is fun. This car, like I said, brake-wise, it's basically all stock, just a rear disc conversion from Right Stuff. The suspension is a UMI, front springs, the rear springs are Detroit Speed. It's all 2-inch, the thing is super duper low. Watch out for roadkill, because you'll be taking it home with you. Stock sway bars on here. It has aftermarket tubular upper and lowers. They come with bushings and all that good stuff, so it's pretty nice. That's really about it, I guess. I mean, Like I said, it makes all the right noises at the stop lights when you're sitting here. It rumbles and shakes the car, shake or scoop. Pretty cool little view. The Dakota digital gauges are working, but I have my computer hooked up, so they're still reading that the oil pressure is 148 psi, so it's not really correct. But overall, this car turned out awesome. Super fun to drive. It makes a ton of power. Like I said, it's a really nice swap. Just, you know, up front, it's quite a bit of money for the motor. Holy moly! But that's about it for this one. If you guys have any questions about this swap or any other one, obviously hit us up in the comments. I try and return all of the comments that come in. We have a couple of cool projects coming up. Again, we have that Land Rover we're still working on, 93 Range Rover. It's a LS3 430 horse crate motor with 4L80, surprise, surprise. We have a Chevelle, I guess we have two Chevelles coming up. We have a Chevelle that's a 408-inch twin turbo motor. Kid said he needs to make 1,000 horsepower, so we're gonna make that happen for him. And then we just took in an LT5 Chevelle that we're doing. We're also gonna do a 4L80 behind that one. We're gonna do some tricks with the Holley Terminator to make that work. I'm sure Holley's gonna tell me that it doesn't work, just like my carburetor throttle body gizmo that I have on here. So we're gonna make that thing work. I know a couple of you guys like donks, big wheel cars. We have an LSA 75 Caprice that we're doing right now. Total frame off. That's gonna be a really cool car. That's kind of in process right now. And then everything else, I don't know, there's a lot of cars in there. I can't even keep track of them all. But trying to stay busy, trying to keep these videos coming for you guys. Trying to answer questions about LS swaps. And that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, keep this going. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take her easy.